So today on the Philosophical Wednesday, we will talk about coding agents and how we augmented ourselves with the AI, how to work with AI and all the things. So I have a couple of articles already, and at some point I decide that they big enough to make a book. We have gazillions of books about agents, how to configure the Claude Code, how to write the perfect skills, uh, tons of plugins that promise us to do all the work for us and all the thing. But my book is slightly different. It's not about yet another MD files that people trying to sell as a product. It's more about the mindset. So what it's mean to work with agent? What kind of skills? Not your agent you needs to have. What kind of mindset it should be? What kind of challenges we have? For example, the fatigue with working with AI or changing of the dopamine loops and how to prevent burnout working with the agents. It's all the real new challenges that we as engineers should be aware of. I also talk what the AI first organization means and what kind of mindset this organization should have. And it's not about the token consumptions. And also, I go deep to the AI assisted architecture, how to structure actually the knowledge and product, how to keep the intent on the human side, how to document the intent. And actually, it's my wider observation that right now we're switching from heavily writing the code, writing the specs that drive the agents and explain the agents what they need to do. But quite often we lose it. So we have some history of the charts, and the information starts living in the history of the charts itself, and it's horribly wrong. Because right now the memory of your project it's something somewhere else, right? And it's a huge mistake to think that the memory of your coding project is your code base. It never was. We always have this challenge that we have the huge impedance between the architecture diagram and code. And we have so many people that keep the context in their heads to map actually these two artifacts. Or maybe some projects never have the architecture diagram. That's why they don't have this gap problem because they don't have the architecture. It's also possible. But it's not the way anymore for the agents. It's simply not working. You could not ignore the documentation of the project. You could not ignore the architecture. You could not ignore the intents anymore, because if you will get back to the project in 3 weeks and will wants to add a smaller feature to it, you will have a lot of challenges. Your agent will start rewriting heavily the big part of the code bases, or if you will ask your agents why he took these decisions 3 weeks ago or choose this pattern, just forget about it. So we need to make the change and shift how we actually set the context and how we use the context graphs in our code bases. And right now, the documentation and context management is more important than before. And it was important also, but right now we make it, the agents make it practically impossible to ignore. Or you still could ignore it, but it will be extremely expensive ignorance. And in my book, I explain how to build the architecture documentation in agent-friendly way, how to build the cascade of the specifications that will give the intent, how to set up the coding rules, the patterns, and all of the things to have more effective code generation. And yeah, I mean the code generation because the agent is super smart code generator at the end. So you need to drive the generation part, you need to own the intent part, you need to document everything, you need to have the context management, and right now we have more and more solutions that bring the memory to the coding databases. And with the databases, it's not the mistake. So you could start from the MD file, but quite quickly you will see, especially in a multi-agent setup, that the files didn't scale, the files didn't work. It's yet another part of my book, and so on how to actually apply this large scale knowledge bases and databases to make your agent smart and to make your agent capable to work in a swarm of agents. So the book are quite philosophical, but if you're following me on the Substack, you will hear a lot of topics that I mention in my articles, but right now they composed and right now they in one place. And but if it could take one important bit that right now we could not ignore the documentation. We also could not use the old documentation patterns that we had in the 70s. We need to change it to make it more agent friendly. And it's not about the true choice to use MD files or HTML, or, for example, quite interesting topic is the semantic markup. And the semantic markup, it's also interesting thing that you have the set of texts that have a meaning, and then you do the markup that agents understand. Because, yeah, we could say that something is important because it's marked as a header 1. It's a good trick, but you precisely could say what is it with the HTML or XML text, let's say, and it's yet another interesting approach. And all such small tricks is in a book. I will add more chapters to this book. It's still work in progress. If you buy it on LearnPub, you get the updates for free and all other things. Yet another quite big piece that I need to start writing. It's how to talk to your agent, and for example, how to use the voice to text tools, and how to make it blazingly fast. But we need to transform the way how we are working, not only with the Claude Code, but with the swarm of tools, and how to take the best from it. Uh, yeah, and not waste the money.